Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And the cancellation of women continues apace. This time, it's the BBC. It seems to be all the authorities, anyone with, kind of the establishment, are dead set on cancelling women. So yesterday I did a report and it was the Labour leader. A few days ago it was the NHS. And today it's the BBC, where instead of calling women women, they're calling them people who were assigned female at birth. And not only that, but they're tying themselves so much in knots that they're actually misleading and lying to people in terms of statistics. So where do we go from here? Is it time to ditch the BBC? I mean, it already has been for quite some time in regards to the licence fee. But if the licence fee needs to be paid, not by women, because according to the BBC, women no longer exist. So why do we keep locking up women and putting them in jail for non-payment of the licence fee? Anyway, I shall shrink down and we shall have a look at this piece and discuss whether the BBC needs to A, change, and B, even exist. Here we go. So here's the article in the Daily Express, and one look at the headline will tell you it all. BBC changes assigned female at birth to woman after fury at genital condition article. The BBC was forced to rewrite a news story changing a description of endometriosis sufferers from people assigned female at birth to women. And quite right, because ultimately men cannot get endometriosis. They can't. Only women can get endometriosis. That's a fact. Now, it doesn't matter what you have with your views politically or your views on trans rights or any of that. It's all totally irrelevant. You've got to be a woman if you have endometriosis, because only women can get endometriosis. If you're a bloke who now calls yourself Marjorie, puts on a pretty frock, you might be post-op. You might have a scar and a pair of implants to give yourself boobs. Doesn't matter. You will never get endometriosis because under the bonnet, you're a man. In the same way as some woman who's taken steroids and puts on a pair of Doc Marten boots, has a rather manly haircut and calls herself Bert, could get endometriosis because, again, under the hood, she is a woman. And that's the fact. This is a fact. But the BBC cannot accept this fact because they're so left-wing, Guardian reader, hugger-tree liberal, that they cannot accept reality. This is where the BBC is now. It cannot accept reality because it's poisoned with left-wing politics. But we'll have a look. We'll go down and read the article. The UK's public service broadcaster, who should be privatised in this modern era, rather than subsidised by me and anyone who's stupid enough to pay the TV tax. Actually, not me anymore, I'll be honest. I stopped paying it about 5 months ago. I don't watch BBC. I don't use their services. I don't need it. I don't need to pay for it. But in fact, virtually no one needs to pay for it anymore. And if we all stopped paying for it, it'd be gone. And this is another line of toxic, left-wing, man-hating, woman-hating hate. It's scum. Horrible, horrible organisation. And the sooner we can eradicate it, the better. Because all it does, it's like a cancer on society. And it infiltrates and warps reality for political ends. It doesn't represent the people. It doesn't tell the truth. And if we all stopped paying the licence fee, it would go away. But at the moment, this TV tax is funding people who want to cancel women. So we will read. The UK's public service broadcaster story on issues surrounding the gynecological condition interviewed 2 women who shared their stories to help raise awareness. Endometriosis is a condition that about 1.5 million women in the UK suffer from. The feature article opened with a description of some of the symptoms of endometriosis. This includes heavy periods, debilitating pain, and infertility. The article went on to state that the condition affects 1 in 10 people of any age in the UK who are assigned female at birth. Now, that's wrong. That is a lie. This is the BBC lying. See, the article states that the condition affects 1 in 10 people. It does not, in fact, affect 1 in 10 people. It affects 1 in 10 women. 51% of the people of this country are female, and 1 of 10 of them will get it. So, in fact, within the maths, 1 in 20 people will be affected, none of whom are male. So the BBC is lying to say that it's 1 in 10 people, because it isn't 1 in 10 people, it's 1 in 10 women. But it can't bring itself to say the word woman because it knows, we might upset 0.0001% of our audience. Meanwhile, we'll really upset 51% of our audience, the women, and actually 49.9% of the men. The gender description was spotted by Millie Hill, founder of Positive Birth Movement. She then sent a tweet to the BBC, which quickly went viral. Ms. Hill said, "Dear BBC News, sex is not assigned at birth," saying 1 in 10 people obscures the stat. That's right. The BBC line that they were assigned female at birth is also a lie, because you're not assigned anything at birth. You are at the moment of conception. You're not assigned it, you just are female or male at the moment of conception. Nobody sounds like, "I shall assign you female." So what's this assigned crap that they're talking about? And nobody assigns them at all. And it's certainly not at birth. And it's certainly not 1 in 10 people. So the BBC, they lie, they lie, they lie. They cover up. They cancel women. They hate women. The only thing you can think of here is that the BBC must hate women, because it can't even have the word woman come out of its collective mouth. Also, the reason there is no known or cure, this is Miss Hill continuing. Also, the reason there is no known cause or cure is undoubtedly because this is an issue that only affects women, and so has been consistently overlooked. This is true because historically, I'm afraid, and wrongly, but I'm afraid that issues that affected women tended to be not looked at as deep as things that affected men. And since men didn't ever suffer from endometriosis, it wasn't something that was ever sort of got into in a big way. After a flood of complaints, the broadcaster amended the online piece to say 1 in 10 women of any age in the UK. A spokesman for the BBC said, "This is a news article about 2 women," we use the word women, "with endometriosis. We updated the wording to reflect that and make it clearer for audiences." Actually, there was never any doubt for audiences, you dumb shits. If you'd have said endometriosis affects 1 in 10 women, no one, 0, nada, nil people would have been confused by that. No one would have been confused. But you made it confusing with your lies and your hatred of women. Your misogenism is astounding, and that's what's confusing people. Why do you have to lie, BBC? Why do you have to hate women so much? What is it about women that you really hate? Why do you want to cancel women? So what is it, BBC? I grant you, you're not really covering up the rape of women. The NHS do that. They're great at that. They put men on women's wards. The women get raped and the NHS cover it up and lie to the police. The BBC aren't that. No. They covered up the rape of children, of course. That's probably worse. Savile, you knew it was happening. You all covered it up. So now, having covered up all the rape of children, the BBC is trying to cancel women. And yet they still want the licence fee. Now, I suggest, given that the NHS enable women being raped, I will suggest that nobody stands there and ever claps for the NHS again. But given that the BBC not only have covered up the rape of children over many, many years, but they now want to cancel women. So I suggest that everybody cancels their licence fee and tells the BBC to do one. I can't cancel mine. I've already cancelled mine. Speaking to the Daily... Now, we're going to continue here. Speaking to the Daily Telegraph, Miss Hill said that she had, in her own experiences of being attacked and deplatformed for questioning the ideological direction of travel. That's right. She had previously been criticised by trans activists, mad men who need mental help, for taking issue with gender-neutral phrases such as birthing person, mother. There is no such thing as a birthing person. There's a mother. No man has ever given birth, despite what the mainstream media will try and foist on you continually. She said there was an article was a classic example of data being obscured by desexed language. It's called lying. Yeah. It wasn't 1 in 10 people. It's 1 in 20 people. None of whom are men. It's 1 in 10 women. Women, BBC. Learn to pronounce it. Women. She added 1 in 10 people is that the same as 1 in 10 women? And she's right. We are talking about a woman's health issue here that historically has had hardly any attention. Women have been fobbed off and left to suffer for years with this condition, so there's a lot of underlying anger among women about this issue and a lot of underlying hate from the BBC about women. The BBC do not want to serve women. They do not want to acknowledge that women exist. They only want gender neutral, everybody's individual bullshit. Well, let them be individual and let them all be unemployed and cut the licence fee. Now, government won't have the balls to do it because look at how a lot of politicians, none of them have got balls. None of them. But we have, and we can stand up and say, actually, no, cancel my BBC licence fee, go screw yourselves. And that's what we should do. Anyway, I shall come up now, round this off. So there's the BBC. It's trying to cancel women, and it's not alone. It seems all the establishment are conspiring to cancel women. From the NHS to government to local government and now the BBC. The Labour Party has massive problems with this issue, where you're getting senior people unable or unwilling, or both, to define what a woman is. You have Keir Starmer, who says he wants to have a conversation on this matter, but when people ask him questions, he runs for the hills. And nobody will discuss it, and nobody will deal with it, because none of them have got the backbone or the spine to do it. But here's the thing. We have that power. We can take that power away from the BBC. We can take that misogynism and that hatred, and we can turn it into our power. We can stop funding the BBC. They would go bankrupt almost immediately without that money. And they could stop the spread of the hate. And we could take control back. I don't want to see women subjugated, cancelled and ignored. I love women. I think women are great. My mother was a woman. No man has ever given birth. So it's up to you, good people of YouTube land. Do not let the authorities cancel women. Stand up at every opportunity and say no. And when on a track of sport, a field of sport, a man stands with a woman, say no. When they're using terms like assigned female at birth, say no. And when they're asking for your money, say no. And if you starve them of their power, starve them of their funding, these people will go away. Women do not need to be cancelled. If you like what you hear and see on this channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications. Leave a like. Leave a comment. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.